Spain has the need for speed. That's at least the verdict of F1 analyst Martin Brundle after it was announced that the Circuit de Catalunya will be getting a makeover for this season. The Spanish Grand Prix has been a little lackluster in the last few years, to say the least. The track has lost its place as the pre-season testing venue for the sport, although that is due to sustainability reasons, and fans are rarely clamouring for the procession that takes place on the outskirts of Barcelona every single season. But this year, adjustments are being made in an attempt to introduce more action and overtaking on track, including the removal of the final chicane before the sweeping right-hander that leads onto the home straight. The slow section of turns at the end of the lap were embedded into the circuit in 2007, with the hope of providing another overtaking opportunity before the long straight and bunching cars closer together as they hit the DRS stretch. But the section just separated the cars more and slowed the fast pace of the track, leading to even more of a procession in the Grand Prix than it already was. But with F1's new aerodynamics seemingly allowing cars to follow one another closer, it has been decided that for the 2023 season and beyond, the chicane will be removed and replaced with another fast right-hand corner that will potentially see cars ending the lap with two blisteringly fast turns before gunning past the pit lane. Speaking on social media about the track change, Sky Sports pundit and former F1 driver Brundle noted the added pace the layout will bring to the laps, saying, "That'll be fast." Before power steering, it was challenging to physically hang on to an F1 car in that double right-hander combo. Elsewhere, Lewis Hamilton doesn't care if he wins another race in Formula 1, as the seven-time world champion spoke out about his desire to continue to use F1 as a platform for change in society. Hamilton has often used his platform as an icon in Formula 1 to draw attention to social justice issues and promote diversity and inclusion in both the sport and society as a whole, including speaking out against the controversial human rights records of a number of the countries that Formula 1 visits in its season, including Saudi Arabia. The British driver's work has led to change in the sport, including a scholarship for those from underrepresented backgrounds to attend engineering-focused courses and universities, and of course internships. The FIA has brought in a rule this season that will see drivers having to ask for permission to the sport's governing body before they can undertake any sort of social or political protest on a race weekend. And although Hamilton did not specifically address the issue of the new ruling, the Mercedes driver hardly sounded like he will be slowing down his attempts to use his position in sport and global culture to make a positive impact and change in the world. This is a platform to really spark change, spark conversation, which is the beginning of these things, to spark uncomfortable conversations and holding people accountable who have been happy with the status quo in the past, which has held people down, said Hamilton. It is so important that someone speaks out on it. I don't care if I don't win another race. I'm going to speak out on those things, whether people like it or not. With Saudi Arabia scheduled for the first few weeks on the calendar this season and Qatar joining the 23-race-strong season, it will be interesting to see how drivers like Hamilton clash with the FIA's new ruling this season and what the repercussions and reaction will be from the drivers, the FIA and the fans as well, with many keen to see politics left out of the sport, while others see the two intrinsically linked. And finally, if you're looking for an outsider to make an impact towards the front of the grid this week in Bahrain, look no further than Aston Martin's Fernando Alonso. The Spaniard's long runs at the end of testing in Bahrain last week matched up with the pace of the Red Bulls, although timesheets don't tell us much when it comes to pre-season running. But the two-time world champion is feeling confident going into the season's curtain raiser. "It was a very important and very nice week for us, finally, with the new car," said Alonso. "We didn't have time just in testing to unlock everything, with only 3 days, but it's step by step and the team is working flat out." Now, the Spaniard admitted that the change in philosophy for this season means that it could take a few races for the team to optimise the performance of the new vehicle, but with confidence flowing at Aston Martin, Alonso could be one to be viewed as the best of the rest, behind the top 3 teams going into the first week of the season. You can follow all the build-up to Bahrain, of course, this weekend on GPFans.com and GPFans Global across social media, and hit subscribe down below to stick with us for the whole of the season here at the YouTube channel.